The living room, where the family meets to discuss issues, any issue which may be bothering one of the family members. That's what we do each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM with Ricardo Mitchell and DJ Aaron868. We have casual conversations on serious topics, from sports to culture, mental health to economics, relationships to life lessons. Join us each and every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. on WAC 90.1 FM. The Living Room, casual conversations on serious topics.
It is now 1800 hours.
What's going on there?
It is 1800 hours.
What caused that?
What caused what?
You switching to military time and that kind of thing.
That's actually the time that the Deccan Mercado show up. So it is 1800 hours, and you are locked onto the True Nation station WACK 90.1, where we are
culture crazy.
Now, let's kick this off as we always do. First and foremost, must say thanks and praises to the Almighty for granting us the gift of life and seeing another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always
give thanks.
Secondly, we must say thank you to those that went before us, and we are not just talking about our ancestors, the original inhabitants of Trinidad and Tobago, because we all know, accept, reiterate, and they say it would be chest that Columbus lied, but also to our brother in music, Tony Prescott, where the P this week stands for
prevail, boy. We have prevailed.
You know who prevailed?
Who prevailed?
I'm not going to say West Indies prevailed.
That's what I was talking about.
I don't know what.
3-2. Congratulations to the West Indies cricket team for taking the T20I series.
Yeah, boy. Powered by Black and White.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Amongst others.
Like no local sponsors, just Black and White.
Well, I think Blue Waters wasn't any free.
And CG Insurance, CG United Insurance.
Right.
Yeah. But before we get down into that, let us introduce ourselves properly. I am your shooter DJ Aaron868. I remind you that culture is my code, alongside my bro with no fro,
Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage on the global stage.
And for those of you who don't know the station you're listening to, this is the only radio station in Trinidad and Tobago that you could tune into at any time of the day. It could be 1800, could be 600, 1245,
could be 3 o'clock in the morning,
14, 13, whatever time it may be. This will be the only station you could tune into that you hear 100% local content, right? I know some persons may say that we do play the local rock and the local dancehall and those different things.
I am persons.
Right, you are persons, yes, I do admit that. But I think because of the time frame in which WAC was formed, it focused more on the traditional aspects of our culture, right? Hopefully, as time continues to progress, we may include some of the current and recurrent genres which have evolved throughout the years, right? But again, I reiterate, this is the only place you could hear our music 367 days for the year.
That's what we're talking about.
Right? Ricardo, we don't have any guests this week. We will resume to having guests next week, right? And I just want to ask you, before we go any further, the most important question that we ask any of our guests. I see you in a Barca jersey, which is the Blaugrana. I saw you all try playing some basketball this weekend on the football field.
You studying that? Why you study how the highlight reel look like UFC?
Boy, I don't understand how. Anyway, right?
Deplorable officiating. Oh my word!
I understand that the R in Spain is for poor refereeing.
No, it's the R in Spain, yes. Yeah. Okay, I could see the R in Primera. But anyway, that's one thing.
Yeah,
but football is back.
Ricardo, right? How are you though?
Oh no, I was actually gonna try and not answer that question. Listen, Aaron, I am exhausted, grateful beyond measure, but exhausted. I ain't lie to tell you. I have a lot going on, socially, professionally, personally, internally. Anyway, my relationships all seem to be all right. I don't have any friends who vex with me and that kind of thing. Navigating, my dad getting. Nah, you ain't vexed with me. You was vexed with me. You would not be calling me on your long drives home to keep you company and that kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, dad getting old. Jobs picking up in terms of, I'm freelance, right? So, getting one or two more clients, logo design, video editing, that type of thing. The mentorship, Sapphire Miriam Foundation, Dream Big Girls Empowerment Program started back. So we have that going on. And then, of course, besides having the meetings and prepping for the meetings, I do the recording and then the editing of the meetings. And then Chit Chat is in the middle of its third season. So there are recordings going on again, the editing and the uploading. Then there's Living Room going on. And these are just like the recurring things. I haven't even spoken about the miscellaneous stuff that would come up. And I am tired, but very, very grateful. I have been through quite a go-over season. I like to tell it was like a 5-year go-over season. And approaching the anniversary of that which shall not be referred to.
Voldemort.
Right? Voldemort. I know it's Voldemort.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little thing. I am grateful that the fatigue I feel is from production and not frustration. There are a lot of people who are frustrated right now and searching for ways to produce and express themselves to add value, to gain income. So how am I? Exhausted, but very, very grateful. The seasons come and go, and this is a season of production. I'm looking forward to a season where I will be able to recharge rather than discharge. I hope that adequately answered your question without me actually telling you too much of my business. Well, Mr. Williams, you look very well coiffed, and I see you also working on your work-life balance. I saw you balancing 2 drinks this weekend.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Wow, that's actually one of the most loaded questions that I've been asked a lot recently. And I'm happy that a lot of persons are asking that question, not just to me, but in general. Mm-hmm. Because it means that we are actively starting to look out and show some care or concern on a genuine level as opposed to the Macwin aspect, right? How am I? As my Twitter handle says, I'm a hopeful hypocrite.
Whoa. As your ex handle?
Check, my ex.
Yes.
No, that sounds real bad.
Dan, I didn't name the company. I didn't rename the company.
As we actually say it in a full statement, it sounds really bad.
I'm just saying, right?
Yeah,
you've gone from tweeting to Xing. That's what it is.
So on the app formerly known as Twitter, my handle is hopeful hypocrite, and that pretty much sums up how I am. I'm hopeful for change. However, I'm hypocritical of a lot of the things that are taking place. So,
expand on that a little bit.
And when I say I'm a hypocrite, I talk a lot about getting rest, taking time to relax, doing all these different things, and I am actually one of the worst persons at doing it. Mm-hmm. That's why I say I'm very hypocritical. So, I've been burning the candle at 8 ends since the start of this year, and I openly admitted some time ago that I crashed. And I was heading back down that road.
All right.
Only to realize that, this time I need to take front and take some time for myself. Because lo and behold, I only realized last week at the Pan show that Panorama is starting back in November. Which means that Carnival is starting back, you could say, from November.
Carnival starting back now, band launch is already going on.
Well, I'm not talking about the mass aspect, remember, admittedly, and I think this is the first time I'm actually going to say this, I'm moving more away from the party aspect of Carnival. Not saying that I'm not going to enjoy a good fete.
All right.
But the involvement that WAC has brought to me through the cultural aspect in terms of going to these shows is actually a great avenue. And I think I'm going to focus a lot more on that come 2024.
Nice
right?
one. Culture is your code.
Culture is my code. So with that being said, I had to take time before the season started to get a little rest in. Because as you say, Cardo, the work-life balance is not just literally work and life. Remember, life on its own is a lot.
Life is life in.
Life is life in, as you say. So I try to find that balance. Sometimes it is tip more to one than the other, but you have to find that balance that works for you. My balance is not going to work for you. So how am I? I'm finding a balance.
Nice.
Hopeful that I find it, but I'm also hypocritical in that I tell people about finding the balance, but I don't find it myself sometimes.
Yeah, the other day, I commented, I reshared a post that a psychologist out of Canada had put up. And I was trying to explain to people that the principle that you stand on, if you don't practice it, it's not a pillar, it's just a post. Right? A lot of people sharing things to the social media, they're posting, but they aren't pillars because it's not principles that they actively practicing. So my thing is, hopeful hypocrite, I hear you on that, and I could respect it, because it's one thing to want things to get better and to work towards change, and then you find yourself wondering sometimes, do I really believe it is possible? Am I doing the things that I'm saying, or am I postulating? You know, am I in peacock mode? Yes, it's really a case of putting it into practice is not always as easy as we would hope. But we're trying, we're putting in the work to, develop that integrity, to be the thing that we see, to be the change we want to see, as opposed to just,
Talking.
Yeah.
Posting for posting's sake.
Posting for posting. Let me post. Let me make pillars instead of posts, man.
One of the most powerful messages that I would have received over the past couple of years came from a very good virgin of mine. And it was that
listening,
beacon of light. Beacon of light.
And righteousness. But this is me actively listening.
Right? Is that, you need to be more intent. Be more purposeful in the things that you are doing. So as that information was passed to me, I'm passing it on to others, that you need to operate with more intent. If you know you want to have a healthier work-life balance, find activities to occupy your time and your mental space outside of work. If you... What's up?
No, it really just hit me. We in our culture and in our time, and that makes us feel as if we're not producing, then we're wasting time. It's almost like we start to feel guilty about doing things that we enjoy if they don't have a production value.
Oh, okay. But remember, even the machines in a refinery rest. It's called a shutdown. Like we're going on down LNG.
Yeah, if we still have LNG.
Yeah. If even the machines don't rest, they don't work.
Yeah. I mean, don't feel bad about going on sweat. Don't feel bad if you like to just sit down and listen to music or go to dance class. Don't feel bad if you like to play video games. Don't feel bad if you like to go to a restaurant and try new foods. Don't feel bad if you want to take a walk in the morning. Don't feel bad about doing the things that would recharge you, even if it don't make sense to other people.
And trust me, to other people, a lot of the things don't make sense.
Well, that's my life, huh?
Yeah, mine as well to an extent. But that's what it is basically. You need to find that balance and find a balance that suits you. Right? On to another pressing issue, which we always take with pride here in the living room. West Indies has won a series, a back-to-back T20 series, for the first time since I think it was 2017 or something of this sort. So I'm not coming to say anything about turning a corner.
How many more corners, bro?
Remember, it's a Marigon, as the name of the shape that I said.
Which one is that? The million corners?
Yeah, the million corners. Right? I'm not saying that we turn another corner. I'm not saying the fact that I resigned as being a fan is the reason. I'm not saying anything like that. But what I'm saying is, I'm hoping that the momentum which we gained from this series could be carried on to series to follow. And I'm not talking about the CPL that's starting tomorrow. I'm talking about the international series, because I know that England is coming in December. And we want another good showing versus England.
Well, go and set an iron my jersey and think one time. Because I don't know if you noticed, Aaron, when you and I went, we won, eh?
Yeah.
Just showing it all there.
Yeah.
And in case you miss it, we showed some cricket coverage last week of the final over of that victory in the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. It was good times.
Yeah. Right, so West Indies won. We were happy to see that. Good performances from Nicholas Puran, Romario Shepherd. Good to see Shimran Hetmeyer back in the team. And
in very, very nice fitness form. I'll give him his credit.
Akil Hussain.
Alzari
Joseph, but he takes some beating over the last weekend.
Every good bowler. He rested there and then he come back in.
Every good bowler gets some stick at some point in time. Right, but it's really great to see the West Indies team come together and pull off a great victory. Right, CPL, as I said, starting on Wednesday. So if you're in for that, the greatest party in sport, as they call it, and they up the islands or even Trinidad and Tobago, make some time, head on out, support the team. And remember, our teams are named after the islands, because unlike usual franchise sport that is named after the cities, we don't have cities like that. We have islands within our cricketing region. And it's a shame that I still had to say something like that.
I leave it where it is. What I am going to acknowledge is the inclusion of the women's T20 in CPL. So
I'm going and taking a couple of those games one day.
Yes, I will definitely be going down to watch the games. If see that if the men's games are at, let's say, 8 p.m., the women's games would be at 4. So I have no problems whatsoever if I'm dedicating an evening to restoring some work-life balance and checking my heart rate by going to a T20 game. Might as well go for 2. Might as well go for 2.
It's for the price of 1.
Yeah, and the only thing better than 2 for the price of 1 will be $3.99. So.
And we can't get that for CPL.
Correct is right.
Right. So that's the sporting activities that are coming up. Must also shout out Nicholas Paul. On the silver medal in the UCI Track Championship. He has been flying our flag high when it comes to cycling, and we must continue to give him his flowers. Right?
Hey, let me big up the Jamaican for his best post now.
Well, I didn't want to reach that here. I just wanted to make sure and acknowledge Nicholas Paul for the work that he has been doing, and also acknowledge Tennille Campbell on completing the Tour de France.
Oui, mama.
I watched that route for that Tour de France and I was tired watching it.
Yeah.
So far off cycling it. Right? Now on to another pressing matter. In Trinidad and Tobago over the past week, from August the 4th to August the 11th, we would have hosted, and I said we would have had the privilege of hosting the Youth Commonwealth Games. Right? Here in Trinidad and Tobago, which featured sporting activities from at least 7 different disciplines. I saw a post on Facebook which prompted me to include this in today's show. That we're not talking about the fact that Trinidad and Tobago has hosted an international sporting event of such magnitude with very little, probably even no hiccups. We have also not mentioned that Trinidad and Tobago placed 7th overall in the medal count. First in the Caribbean, as a matter of fact. enough, which continues to echo the fact that we don't acknowledge sports or take our sporting events seriously. So I want to take the time to acknowledge the young athletes who represented Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the athletes that represented the 70+ nations of the Commonwealth at the recently concluded Commonwealth Youth Games here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Your vibes on. Big up Adrian Palmer for always being a voice.
Yeah. Something else I wanted to mention about the Commonwealth. Last week Thursday, I finished work late. I worked late Thursday. And my brother, he was ringing down my phone whole day Tuesday.
Big up Potbelly.
Yeah, bro. And was telling me, like, go cycling. Admittedly, for the working population of Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of the games were held during work times. So let's say from 8 in the morning to 4 or 5 in the evening. So it was a little tough to get to go there to go and physically support the games. But I made it. The games were finishing at 6. I got that around, let's say, 4:45 thereabout. And I got to see some top quality cycling in our cycling center in Cuba. And Ricardo, that is a nice facility, boy.
Yeah?
Yeah. The seats were a little uncomfortable, but the facility is really nice.
You sure the seats weren't uncomfortable because of the kind of work that Exceptional Fitness put you through?
No. When I said it was uncomfortable, I was sliding off the seat.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't know if my pants material wasn't getting the level of friction with the seat to
right.
keep in place. Yeah.
Same material that shirt you had on for your birthday?
So I'll come back with the shirt.
I just say, you are no hashtag shirt person.
Why am I going to wear satin pants to work out?
Hashtag 120% satin and 80% silk. Anyway, don't worry about the maths. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you approve of the facility, because I know that there was some discussion as to the value of building more facilities, but I don't think people understand the level of investment that developing sport can make in a country. I'm not saying that the two are related, but I'm definitely going to say that I've observed, right, that Jamaica's challenges with gun and gang violence have seemed to have taken a back seat in the news headlines when you compare the victories and the progress and the celebration of their athletic campaigns and programs. I'm not saying the two are related. What I am saying is that while we've seen Jamaica make headlines for the contributions and the sporting impact, they are making less headlines for the gun and gang violence. I just leaving that right there. You could connect whatever dots you want. Maybe, and this is just me postulating, maybe giving youths an alternative, giving youths purpose, giving youths a direction, maybe it has some impact on the decisions that they make socially. I just throwing that out there. I'm not a socioeconomic professional by any means. I just throwing it out there. So I have no problems with people making developments in sport and sporting facilities and sporting systems in my sweet country.
And you know why I would totally and wholeheartedly and unequivocally support that statement? If you take a look this morning after yesterday morning after I went and exercised my civic duty and voted, I was driving past Skinner Park second class grounds. The grounds that the mayor had to defend that they hosted an event on the grass, right? And the ground was filled with various coaching schools and football schools. So we are utilizing the sporting facilities which are there. Admittedly, some of them are in ill repair and are in dire need of work. So I understand persons clamoring as to why would you go and build a new facility instead of renovating or refurbishing what we currently have.
All right.
However, not everybody has the ability to come to Skinner Park to train for cycling. Not everybody has the ability to head to Cuba So if we focus on a more community-based approach to building sport in our country, maybe we will see better being done across the country as opposed to the more populated areas. I remind you that one of the best sporting events that I would have attended would have been the Palo Seco International Games, which would have been held in the Palo Seco Velodrome. I don't know if you have ever made your way down for that, Ricardo.
No, can't say that I have.
Right? To see the velodrome now being overrun with grass is terrible. And it's testament to the fact that maintenance remains a huge issue in our country. I hope and I pray that we do fix that problem, because we want to see Cardo back walking by the Manny Ramjan. I'm just talking about that for me work-life balance, not just suggesting things they used to do.
I like to tell you, I do miss having that safe space to get my little exercise in and engage some of the community. You know, the healing of people, how they do, and you can't remember where you know them from, and it's because you're only...
All the fans?
No, I don't have fans yet.
Okay.
I don't have fans yet.
But
at least not in Trinidad.
But I stress to you that the various sporting facilities are being utilized. And it's a shame, because another serious sporting avenue, not for the youths, but for the elders, is fet match football.
Mm-hmm.
And the availability of grounds is becoming very hard.
Yeah. Remember the days when you used to sweat in the under 30? And when it was 35 and over versus...
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I'm watching now.
Yeah, boy. Getting close to that over 40 league.
And you used to laugh at Sipo.
Yeah, boy. But after one time is our next. But as we're talking about, having safe spaces for persons to exercise.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend, there was an unfortunate incident on the Priority bus route for a marathon, where a cameraman would have been knocked down. For the organizers of such sporting events, for the patrons who traverse the roads, if you realize that there's a sporting event taking place in an area, please exercise even more caution.
Yeah.
I should not be running a marathon and I think I should be focused on my running, but I also have to focus on a car that's speeding next to me. If you see now, admittedly, we know that there's a sign that there should be no cyclists on the highway. But if you see that there's a cyclist on the road, please exercise some caution. If you see that there's someone running, please exercise caution. I don't know how much times we will stress something like this, but we continue to implore the citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world to please, please, please be safe and take your time when you see pedestrians on the road, be it athletes or just somebody standing there waiting on a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a puddle of water, go around it now.
Or at least drive slowly through it and not splash down the people who just happen to be passing.
No, I was actually going to say, if you see a puddle of water and there's oncoming traffic, stop. Wait for the oncoming traffic to clear and then make your way around it. If you choose to drive through it, and be a real pothole to hide. If you choose to drive through the water, the accumulated puddle of water, please do so very slowly.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I saw a post about some pigs in a mud bath in a pothole there. And listen, Aaron, anyway, today's not one of those days. But I'm going to leave a space for commentary of all kinds from our contributors. Willy with Hawaii and Please and Tankoo with Tankoo. Because today is going to be an early one for us. So,
yeah.
Hello friends, my name is Tankoo and today I'm gonna be sharing some thoughts with you. Usually, the cast of the living room will ask, how are you? Truly, how are you? Well boy, they've been trying to take me out. They've been trying to take the dog out. The heat has been trying to take me out. Local government campaigns have been trying to take me out. Venus being in retrograde and the moon being in Aquarius and then shifting to our next sign later on in this month, they've been trying to take me out. All these factors have been conspiring against us and our happiness, I am convinced, because ain't no way we could have been living these chaotic lives all the time, right? Now, in the midst of all the bacchanal, we've been having some real good things like World Steel Pan Day on Friday, you know, the Commonwealth Youth Games last week and all these great things. Did you enjoy any of it? Did you have a moment to actually enjoy any of it? I'm unsure. Well, I did. Kinda. Now, while I may not have exactly enjoyed it directly, indirectly, I would have been reminded that we as a country and as a nation, we have contributed so greatly to many different things. For Panday, we are reminded of our historical contribution to music, and we did real good for them youth games. I'm really proud of our teams, and I'm really glad to see them succeed in the way that they do. That being said, guys, while there are many factors conspiring against our happiness, there are so many things to look at and to just bask in the essence of it, you know? Take a moment to enjoy the things that are going on, even if you can't be there directly. These events are filling up your news feeds on social media and newspapers and radio. Everybody's talking about it. So take a second and, you know, bask a little bit. So stay hydrated, keep your head on, and just remember, if it is you're getting real upset, angry, sad, or whatever, just remember that it's because Venus is in retrograde. The moon was in Aquarius, and the heat has been trying to take us out, right? Just remember that. And say, oh, okay, this is why I'm feeling this way. And I don't have to feel that way, you know? Please. And a chaotic Tankoo.
And a pleasant good afternoon to all you loyal listeners of WAC Radio 90.1 FM. This is Richard Williams once again with Willy with a Y. I know it's been a while since you all have seen me, but Ricardo called me out, so I had to respond. A couple of things I wanted to touch on tonight, and first to begin with, hey, let me make sure I get my camera angles right. I got the man before me. Make sure and get my camera angles right. Hold the camera side on, so let me organize, right? We're going again. So, a couple of things I wanted to touch on tonight. First of them being, I'm not sure if you all are aware, or most of you seem to be aware, of this local, how to put it, there's a supposed most charitable gentleman who's been going around and giving people money and giving people cars and whatnot and what have you. Now, there's an old saying that you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. And the more he seems to be giving away stuff, the more people that he has ensnared in his web. So, last week on social media, a contract given out by said individual was making the rounds, where they were promising to give 10% returns per month. I don't know of any business venture or investment opportunity that could guarantee such returns. But then when you go into the nitty-gritty of the contract, you get to understand. I mean, you get people to invest $100,000, and every person you bring or who you recommend to invest their $100,000, you get a $10,000 bonus. We not 2 years removed from the DSS, and people still getting caught in this thing. And then to top it off, because the contract has been making the rounds for the last week or so, today I came across another video where it seems that the individual is trying his best at a distraction tactic to get us, how to put this as well, to get us right thinking individuals to forget about the contract. Because the contract has generated a lot of interest and a lot of people have been sharing and commenting on that contract. So, the individual comes and says that he purchased a vehicle with a business partner, and he sought to remind us of how much money and how much business he has done with this business partner. At no point, I want you all to remember this, at no point during this 13 or 14 minute long recording did he mention the certified copy of the vehicle. So, you purchase a vehicle, you then give your friend to sell the vehicle on your behalf, and the friend apparently is owing somebody else money, so a third party is involved, and the friend sold your vehicle, forged your signature, and now you are going to the police. He claims that he made reports in 2 different police stations, Barataria and San Fernando, I believe it was, and he says the police are not taking him on. All they're telling him is that they would call him and nothing's happening, and how he's gotten a lawyer involved and whatnot and what have you. So I would just like to say that not everybody's onion. You can be garlic and everybody else is onion. It's not you alone ahead. So you trying to tell us, or convince us rather, that you own this vehicle, this person has scammed you out of your vehicle, and you are doing your utmost to get back the vehicle. And remember, as I said before, at no point was the certified copy mentioned. So all of these foods, right? We don't know. When you sell a vehicle, you have to transfer ownership of the vehicle to the new partner, the new party, sorry. So we don't know that. For those of you who still believe in this individual and want to go and give this individual your hard-earned money, I would just like to say that I have a wealthy uncle in England with £100 million sterling fortune. All I need is your bank information and your ID. Deposit some money into my account, and I will ensure that both of us share in this £100 million fortune. Because all it can be that stupid. Sorry, let me tone down that and say all it cannot be so dotish to be giving away all your hard-earned money like that, with dreams of fantastic returns on your investment, and in little to no time you'll be living like kings and queens. It doesn't work like that. Short of selling nose salt or other forms like what was found in the lab that they bust down in behind South Park there, short of selling that kind of contraband, you're not making 10% returns on any investment every month. That's not happening. But as I mentioned, the lab that was found in the South Park region, well, we reach. I mean, we watching Breaking Bad, we watch Top Dog, we watch, sorry, not Top Dog, Top Boy, we watch all these different, The Wire, we watch all kind of things, and finally we reach now. And trust and believe, I know that if they find one, there are more. So, time will tell. I didn't know that we were so adventurous here to be experimenting with these kind of substances, considering what we know of these substances and what we've seen on documentaries and the like, and what it does to people. Let's see what. Oh, and before I go, I would allow me to congratulate the West Indies cricket team on their T20 series victory over India. I am one of their harshest critics, but I must give kudos where it is deserved. So, to the West Indies cricket team, T20 cricket team, congratulations. Thanks for tuning in. This was Willy with a Y.
We actually have some element of our work-life balance to practice.
Mhm.
I actually have to head back to work now because there's right? There's some stuff that we're working on. But again, thank you all very much for locking on to the living room on the True Nation station, WACK 90.1 FM. I am yours truly, DJ Aaron868, and I remind you that culture is my code.
Go ahead.
Alongside my bro.
No, not that. You didn't tell me. Love, currency.
Oh, right.
We had to get that. We had to get that. That's real important to run.
Right? I remind you guys that love is the currency. So spend some today. Let somebody know that you love them. All right?
Man was gonna look to leave love out, babe.
Yeah, so I can forget love now, right?
I can't forget love now, babe. Let me introduce Ricardo Mitchell, the social sage on the global stage. Thanking you guys for joining us in the living room. Remember, guys, that the hourglass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains, so whatever you're doing, be good and stay safe. Give thanks for life. Work on the balance. Take a moment and pause. Right? Take a moment and pause. Right?
That pause is very important.
We don't pause enough, and a lot of us on edge right through because of that. We're gonna run some music, and at the top of the hour, I believe we have Mr. Desmond with the Big Band Theory.
All of them come back from Canada.
You hear me say the Big Band Theory? You see what is added there? I combine Big Bang.
Big Bang. Yeah. Good thing they leave Kenny there now.
No, you can't go through an episode without calling your godfather name.
Please. I'm just glad they leave him there.
Oh, sorry, you moved from your godfather to your video guardian.
And Mr. Desmond is up next with the Big Band. Remember to keep it locked to the only place where you get 100% local content all day, every day. Even when you have a day off, we still have a day on. Keep it locked.
24/8/365.
Fire. brother shout. Caribbean man, that is the root of our trouble. Oh, in these tiny theaters of conflict and confusion, better known as the Isles of the West Indies. We already know who brought us here and who created this confusion. So I'm begging my people, please. Oh, we got to rally round the West Indies, now and forever. Yeah, rally round the West Indies. Stoke up the fire, 'cause pretty soon the runs are gonna flow again like water, bringing so much joy to each and every son and daughter. Say we gonna rise again like a raging fire. As the sun shines, you know we gon' take it higher. But we got to what? Rally round the West Indies, one forever. Yeah, rally round the West Indies. Never say never. Now they're making restrictions and laws to spoil our beauty, but in the end we shall prevail. This is just not cricket. This thing goes beyond the boundary. It's up to you and me to make sure that they fail. Soon we must take a side or be lost in the rubble in a divided world that don't need islands no more. Are we doomed forever to be at somebody's mercy? Little keys can open up mighty doors. Rally round the West Indies, now and forever. Yeah, rally round the West Indies. Never say never. Oh, pretty soon the runs are gonna flow again like water, bringing so much joy to each and every son and daughter. Say we gonna rise again like a raging fire. As the sun shines, you know we gon' take it higher. But we got to what? Rally round the West Indies, now and forever. We got to rally round the West Indies. Never say never. Oh, pretty soon the runs are gonna flow again like bringing so much joy to each and every son.
Better days are coming. 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 Better days are coming.
I don't want to hear that same song again. If I hear the same song, I might go insane. Because since I small, the same thing I'm hearing. That now it have a better day coming. But anyhow that I look around, I see the whole world heading for destruction. People committing crimes and for their escape. Say they're doing all that for the children's sake.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Children, stop your crying.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
workers on strike, all workers don't cool. So your children can't get bus to go to school. The electric people cannot agree. So no light, so your child to cram for GC. Because two big man can't sit down like man. And try to resolve a situation. The power hungry look they carrying on. And using the little children as born.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Children, children, stop your crying.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
6 million for schools and 90 for bomb. 8 million for house and 60 for gun. That is the type of budget we're making. To get ready for this better days we coming. 18-year-old joining up military. To kill 18-year-old that they never see. That is the type of preparation it takes to live in this beautiful promised land.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Children, children, stop your crying.
Better days are coming.
If a better world is their sole intention, I don't want it in words, I want it in action. My son must live in fear and no madman who could pick up no bomb and cause no destruction. What is not told to the old and aching would be revealed unto babes and suckling. So keep on doing and doing your do. One day the truth will pick up with you.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Children, children, stop your crying.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Children, children, stop your crying.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Music sweet, music sweet. The one who invented music has got to be terrific. Got to be the one who created the sun and the trees, rivers and seas. Music fills the world with happiness, plenty sweetness and togetherness. Music have no friends or enemies. Everybody could dingole, 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 melodies, harmonies, music in the atmosphere, sweet music is everywhere, even in the park, in the dark, a blind man can find a melody. Oh, yeah. Music fills the world with happiness, plenty sweetness and togetherness. Music have no friends or enemies. Everybody put dingole, 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 dingole. If your clothes tear up or your shoe bust up, you could still jump up when music play. Old lady, young baby, everybody could dingole, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. Fantasy, energy. You don't need a bulldozer to become a composer. Every little part or a talk may help to construct a melody. Aye, aye, aye. Music fills the world with happiness, plenty sweetness and togetherness. Music have no friends or enemies.